Okay, look, your photography doesn't suck. You're not falling behind, but most people think this and a few other reasons, and that's why they quit photography too soon. I want to tell you what my thoughts are about why you should not quit before at least giving it a good run. Now, there's a couple things that I see happen way too often that I want to discuss in this photography industry. If this is your first time here, my name's Josh. I'm a professional photographer, content creator, and educator in the photography niche. And like I said, what I want to talk about is the fact that photographers quit too soon and how to stop that. Now, I know there are so many different reasons that somebody's going to quit, and I've seen it time and time again. I've seen interns come through my studio that have just given up, that don't do photography anymore because it didn't go the way they thought. And that's what I want to talk about, is some of the reasons why photographers give up, and they give up too soon. Now, recently, I've been reading a book called The Dip, and I will actually leave a link in the description down below where you can read it for free if you sign up for Audible. But I have another video coming out completely about The Dip as well, because this book has really transformed the way that I think, and I want to relay it over to a photographer's mindset, because the book is business-based mostly, but I want to tell you about that. But I'm not getting into that one. There'll be another video coming out about The Dip, but it's a book that's really hit me. And overall, what it is the fact that when you start a business, when you start a photography business, everything is fun. Everything makes sense. Everything is going great. And then as it goes, the business starts setting in. The stress, the fact that you might not ever get another booking again, the fact that you feel like that the competition is too strong, the fact that you're just working to the bone and nothing is happening. This is the dip. That's the low spot in it. But the good thing about the dip is it's the lowest point. And there's only up from there. You can only go higher. You can only go up the slope after you've hit the dip. And that's where people stop. They stop at the dip and they don't get anywhere from it. So that's what I'm talking about in this, is that low spot, the moments where you're like, I'm just going to give up. And one of those is being burnt out. You work and work and work, and you might have a 9-to-5. This might be your side hustle. It might just be a hobby that you're trying to turn into something, or you may have already quit your 9-to-5 and you're going balls to the wall with it. The thing is you're going to hit a low point. I've hit low points. I've hit points where I have been stressed out to the max, thinking that I'm never booking anything again. I need to go to a job fair, find a job, get some type of income coming in, whatever it may be. I've been there. But the thing is when you hit that dip, and I've seen it multiple times personally, when I hit that point where I'm like, that's it, I'm giving up. It's not worth it anymore. I can't do it. We're not making any money. It's just failing. That's when something major happens. It always happens. It has happened my career since I started. I hit a low spot and I'm stressed for a little bit, and then all of a sudden I have the most profitable month in ever, or a major client comes through, or a huge project comes through. It always happens. And this is a thing that you have to learn about the business, is about this industry in general, is that low point happens, you get burnt out, but if you push through it just a little bit more, you'll be happy you did. So when you hit that burnout, when you're like, I'm done. I've tried everything. I've done everything. I can't figure it out. I just need to go back to another job. Just give it a little bit longer. Give it a little bit longer, try a little bit harder, and see what happens, because I really feel like when you do that, that's when something major happens. I've seen it myself so many times. So that's one thing that you need to remember is that, yeah, it might be hard, but it's not always going to be hard, and there's only up from there. Now, another thing that really holds people back, that everybody goes through, everybody that's an entrepreneur, everybody that's an artist, a photographer, and that is imposter syndrome. Now, I've made other videos about imposter syndrome, so I'm not going to really go super hard on this one because I've talked about it time and time again. But here's the thing, is having imposter syndrome is okay. It's perfectly fine to think that you are not good enough until it starts truly holding you back. I myself am a very confident person. I'm confident in what I do. Now, behind closed doors, when I'm by myself, when I'm sitting in my office, when I'm sitting at home, I'm worried that everything I'm doing is not good enough. Right before I start teaching at a conference or speak a keynote or do, honestly, one of these videos, there's a brief moment where I'm like, I'm not good enough to be doing this. I'm not smart enough to be teaching these people stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why people think I do, and I don't know how to do this. But what I do is I just take a step back, take a big breath, and I'm like, no, I am. And it reminds me of that old saying from, I think it was Saturday Night Live, that's like, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. That's kind of, it plays in my head, so then I'm, joking a little bit and feel a little bit better. But for the most part, I freak out every time that I'm about to go on stage or I'm about to give a class or a workshop at a conference or something like that. It happened to me when I was doing music. Every time before I go on stage, just as my intro hit, I would forget every word to every lyric to every song. And I would be like, I can't go out there. They're going to think I suck. I can't do this. I cannot do this. And then I'd go out there, and I'd go out anyway, mainly because alcohol was involved, but I'd go out anyway, and I would just crush it. And I would just be so happy. We'd be done, and I'd be like, man, that was the best show we ever did. And then I'd do it again. Same thing would happen again. And man, it was the best show we ever did. And it just happened over and over again. And that's the way that I feel at my conferences, at workshops, at classes, stuff like that. When I put together stuff, it's like, I'm super nervous, super scared, don't think I'm good enough for people to listen to me. And then I get out there and I just do what I do. I talk about what I know and the way that I can help somebody. And then I get done and I'm like, what was I worried about? So that's the thing is I'm getting at, is this imposter syndrome that you have going on, that you think that you're not good enough? Why? Why are you not good enough? If you can't give me an exact reason why you're not good enough, then you're good enough. You're a good photographer. Somebody's talking to you, wants to book you, wants to give you money for your photographs, and you're worried that you're not good enough. You're good enough for them. They want you. So make that bread. Get that booking. Go out there, shoot what you do. Don't try to do too much. Don't try to do too little because you're nervous. Just do what you do and do what you're comfortable doing, and you'll be fine. Now, another thing that may hang you up is very similar to imposter syndrome, and that's the comparison trap. Now, we know in this industry that there are literally thousands of photographers. For example, and I know I've said it before, within a 5-block radius of my studio, there's 6 other photography studios. And I live in a town of like 10,000 people. So that is a very high number in this downtown 5-block radius that I have around me. But the thing is I don't compare myself to other people. I don't compare my work to other photographers. Josh Russell's work is compared to Josh Russell's previous work. I compare my current work to old stuff. And I promise you, your work is always going to get better. You're always going to improve. Your work is always going to look better than the last session you did in general. Now, every now and then, I will admit I have a shitty session. Some sessions just don't go well. And those are the ones that honestly I'll take a little bit more time on instead of like a headshot session where it's 10 minutes and I'm done in 3. But these other sessions that need a little bit more time because I don't feel like I'm holding up to my end of the bargain, the deal, the transaction, I'll take a little bit more time on those. And then at some point in that photography session, then I start getting in the groove and I'm like, I got this. But the thing is like, you need to compare yourself only to your previous self. And as long as you're growing and getting better, it doesn't matter what the other photographers down the street do, mainly because they don't shoot the same niche as me. They don't shoot the same style as me. They don't do the off-camera flash and stuff. But even if you do, there's no reason to compare yourself. Again, go back to this, that somebody has inquired your services. That means that they're interested. It's now on you to tell them why they shouldn't be interested in someone else. And it's very important that you don't let them leave a conversation wondering who else is out there. You want to make them so happy, so excited about working with you that there is no competition at all. There are no other photographers around. If they are looking for your style, then there should be no reason why they need to go somewhere else if they've already contacted you. And I know that might be a little brash to say that and a little like, but I mean, for the most part, it's true. Why, if they're inquiring about you and you're in their budget and there's not other like factors in it, there's no reason for them to look elsewhere. You are the person they wanted. You are giving them the service that they want at the price level, and at they're getting what they want from you. Why do they need to go talk to someone else? The majority of the wedding meetings that I have in this studio over the last few years, they signed on the spot. And the thing is I didn't even talk about money, pricing until the end of the conversation. I would have an hour-ish conversation about their wedding, about them, who they are, what they want, tell them what I can offer them, ask them if there's anything more that they need, and then I would start talking pricing. And by doing that, it showed, one, that I was more interested in them, the couple, than the money. And two, that they're investing in somebody that cares more about them than the money. I didn't care if somebody came into my studio, had a meeting, and walked out and never booked me. Now, early in my career, that stressed me out completely. But in today's age, for every person that walks out, there's going to be another person that books me. And that's one of those things that I had to come to realization that I don't need to book every single person that walks in, but I want to. I want to be able to talk to that person, make them feel confident enough to come in, pay me to do whatever project it is, whether it's a headshot session, it's a senior photo session, whatever it is. That's on me. That's on me to show you. And that's where that comparison comes around, is like, I want to not compare myself to somebody else in this industry. I want to compare myself to the previous version of me and make sure that I am better and I am stronger. Because you have to remember that this industry, this successful career that you're trying to build, it's a long game. The people that get successful overnight, they don't last. The ones that, if you're looking at like YouTubers in general, the ones that get millions of viewers super fast, with the exception of a few, those are the ones that fade out over time. The YouTubers that take an amount of time to build and slowly gain and slowly build, and I heard Sean Cannell say this one time on Think Media, that the ones that build slowly, those are the ones that stick around. Those are the evergreen ones. Those are the ones that last and become successful in the long run of things, the longevity of it, not the overnight successes. That's the same thing with business. It's the ones that become super popular overnight. Those are the ones that have a really, really hard time staying popular. But if you can build trust and this following that just slowly builds and slowly gains, and by following I mean clients and referrals and people who are going to talk about you and stuff like that, if you can build that slowly, you are going to have a strong foundation for a successful business. So remember, it's not about the quick fix, quick money grab. Make that money, get that bread, but remember that it's a long game. It's not this quick thing, and it's not the fact that you need to hurry through it. Because remember, the dip, the low point, it always sucks. But the high after that, what comes after that low spot, is the most rewarding, the most vindicating thing, and the most justifying that you are worth it. Because you're now riding that high. But remember that just as quick as you went up, you can hit that dip again. So just be prepared for that, and I'll cover that in another video. But before I go, I wanted to let you know that more than 94% of my viewers are non-subscribers. So the odds are is you're probably not subscribed to my channel. And if you are, thank you. But if you're not, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And let me know also in the comments where you are in your photography career. Maybe there's a way that I can help you. Maybe there's a video that I could put out that will get you there a little quicker. Other than that, maybe consider watching this video right here, because I think this one will help you just a little bit more. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.